you doing, Carl?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this a fun week for you, right?
Yeah.
I fucking love E3.
Yeah.
I take probably 2 more shits a day just so I can sit in the bathroom and get on YouTube and what trailers released and what new videos and gameplay footage is available. And E3 happens every single year in Los Angeles, California. And the best, all the developers, the big ones, the small ones, they all converge on, I don't know the venue, I guess, but they all show off their newest wares, their new hardware, all the new software, all the new video games, services, things you can pay for, things you can waste your time on. If you're into video games, you are following. My main streams were going to be, I guess, IGN and YouTube did live coverage of E3 all week long. Fun fact, this was the first E3 that they allowed general admission. So this was the first time in the history of the event that you didn't have to be a member of the press or a developer or someone in the industry. Anyone could buy a ticket and come. I think tickets were $200-something, and it was probably a lot of standing in line to
that's
see
for the
things,
whole weekend, though, right? Like it's a lot of value.
Yeah, and some of the stuff I saw online, it went well. People enjoyed themselves as far as just, folks, outside of the industry being, granted access for the first time. So
it's $200,
pretty cool.
But then you still have to later on buy an upgrade for a Coke, an upgrade for a pizza slice, all this downloadable food content.
Oh yeah, if you've ever been to a Comic-Con, you know how that works.
All these games you're gonna buy eventually too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saving my $200 towards the next console or the next 3 or 4 games. I'm not going to stand in a bunch of sweaty lines and hear people bitch about Morrowind and Tomb Raider.
Do you have anything on the Xbox One X?
They did, yeah. So that was one of the first things I watched. I think Microsoft went first. The Microsoft, I don't know if they still call it a keynote, but whatever. Their presentation, about an hour and a half long. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I watched it all just because I am Xbox fanboy, I suppose, for no other reason than Halo, the Halo franchise. I really like those games. But yeah, it was pretty good. This year, the overall theme for Microsoft was just games. They didn't spend a lot of time talking about services. Past E3s, they would go on about, whatever, Hulu and Netflix and your cable and how you can hook that up to your Xbox. And now there's a new version of Skype and Connect. They didn't mess around with any of that shit. Right up your alley, Forza Motorsport 7 was a big centerpiece of their presentation, and they revealed the new Porsche 911, some such letters, some special edition. So they had a car out. Probably, that sounds right if we looked it up. But they had a car out.
No, they're on
stage.
GTA 5 now.
Is that right?
Yes.
It was the Porsche 911 GTA 5. Okay. So I don't know. I got a list of games that got my nipples rock hard. Most of these, I'm sort of ignoring a lot of the Nintendo and PlayStation stuff. So my number one was Anthem. This is sort of like an open world sci-fi. You wear a big giant mech suit. It definitely has the vibe of like 3 or 4 other games. Destiny, immediately comes to mind because you're sort of roaming around in these open areas with a friend, and it's sort of definitely a social driven game. It looks badass. The graphics look amazing. I mean, the trailer is sort of a gameplay setup where the main character starts in a really busy city, and it's rendered beautifully. I mean, the lighting and how thick everything is in the background. And then this guy kind of pops out of a crowd, gives you a mission. You go and you get in. I forget what they call the mech suits that you load into, but they're like 9 feet tall, and you look like a badass Master Chief or something like that, and you hop in this suit, and so far it's impressive, but I'm not like blown away. And then they kind of start their mission, and they're at this cliff, and her buddy, they just sort of have some people talking in the game as if they were playing, I'm sure they're voice actors or something, but her buddy plops down right next to her, and she's like, oh yeah, I noticed you got some mortars. So there's definitely going to be some different models of these suits that you can wear, and all kinds of add-ons and weapons and skins and all kinds of cool shit to upgrade. So you'll be like looting caves and enemies and all that stuff. But yeah, and then right from there, they just jump off this cliff and start flying Iron Man style over this city, and they're going down through this tube, and there's wildlife, like giant dinosaur-sized animals and herds, like running underneath them. They get to their first engagement and their first set of enemies, and this the main character, the character that they're showing you, her point of view, she just, she says, you go high, I'll go low. And when she says, I'll go low, she dives down towards this water and goes underwater. And then, like, as she's swimming, as she's, like, jetpacking underwater, bullet lines are coming down at her. I mean, it just looks super polished and cinematic. This is a BioWare game on the Frostbite engine, which worries me a little bit because those are the fellas that did Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got burned on that last one, kind of the Andromeda. But
I didn't play that one.
yeah, and I'm not too worried about it just because, I mean, I saw what they have already, and I think E3's funny, especially when they do these first reveal games. Like, there was a funny YouTube video I saw where basically the graphics never look as good as when they reveal it at a big convention like that. And just YouTube this if you have time, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But they've done it for a bunch of different games where it's like, every single little detail in the reveal is like dripping with sweat and water, and there's all these lighting effects, and they're probably running it on the best PC that they have and all this, and then the real version of what you get at home is a little different. But anyone see anything on this?
I watched about a minute of it. I saw the part where he dives off the cliff and he's jetpacking and all that stuff. It looked a little bit to me like the first Destiny. I don't know if it's going to feel anything like that, but that's kind of that's the impression I got of the world and how it might actually...
Did I not say Destiny earlier? When I was comparing it to other things?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you may have.
I'm going to feel silly if I said something dumb, but anyways.
I'm going to feel silly if... okay. I don't think so, but...
No, you're right on now.
Okay.
No, this looks like a better Destiny, you know what I mean? And I hope it is, because I was just talking to you guys before we hit record here, but like I really like the Destiny games, but at the same time I kind of hate them. Like, Like I know it can be better, and
what I was thinking about was Destiny. The thing that bothered me is it doesn't feel like the multiplayer, especially, didn't feel like you were hitting anything. Like, I think that's what I love about Halo and Rocket League is you actually get like a visceral response from from getting a perfect, you kill someone with 4 headshots or whatever.
You feel it.
Yeah. It feels heavy and it has a kickback. The first Destiny, the multiplayer just felt a little bit like a PC game or something. Like I would kill someone maybe, and then I would have to like read about it to really know whether anything happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of my, I guess, looking forward to Destiny 2. That would be the thing that I'm
and that's another one on my
hopeful
list.
that they've worked out a little bit.
They revealed that Destiny 2 at Gamescom this year, and it looks good. My only, I guess, and I'm not alone. I see a lot of people bitching on this on like chat boards and stuff, but like a lot of people bitch and moan about how it looks exactly like Destiny 1, but it's just kind of like different enemies, different weapons, different looking armor, and I see that. I saw some interviews online of people that got their hands on it at E3 this year, and everyone's smiling and everyone's happy about it. They say it's like just super smooth and responsive.
It's also, did you play much of the campaign in the first Destiny?
Yeah, I played most of it. I didn't do the raids, and that's where I fucked up.
Okay.
The raids are supposed to be the best part of the game. I did like most of one.
Because I felt like the missions at least just like got so repetitive like immediately.
Oh yeah.
It was just the same shit over and over again. Like go in here and kill 9 of these guys.
Yep. And I loved it. Like up until that first time you revisit one of the levels and you're like, oh, this is the whole model, like, and then you realize that's what you're doing. And I'm an idiot. I played, vanilla Destiny straight from the beginning, back before they put some patches in and kind of updated some of their systems. So I was one of the, I don't know how many million people, but that did a lot of grinding and shit to get to, some of the later light levels and equipment and all that. I think they're going to clean that up. But then that worries me too, because we were talking about sort of the pay to win model where you can put some money down, and it's not something that's just cosmetic. My example was in Grand Theft Auto, where you can buy those shark cards, right? And the newest GTA 5 update, the Gun Runner update, which I do want to try out, but they have all these new vehicles that are really expensive. So that's a really good reason for people to go online, and instead of playing a bunch of races, matches, adversary modes to earn that money to afford these new vehicles, just going and spending real money on,
buy a super shark card.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I should go back and try some of those raids, but Destiny 1 kind of sucked.
I was pretty hot on it for a while. I'll do a shout out. His name is Batman Dobbins FTW on YouTube. He does a bunch of really good rants and stuff, and I couldn't agree with this guy more. But he talks about how Destiny 1 is a proof of concept, and that Bungie as a game industry has no interest in spending money on something that's unproven. So whether that's a little detail, a graphical thing, matchmaking systems, guns and armor, or a certain vehicle, certain enemy type, there's no reason to spend money on that stuff if you're not sure that it's going to land and people are going to love it. So what they did was they went with the safe bet shit first, which apparently wasn't story. That somehow got left out. That's a big complaint within the Destiny community, is just the lack of, story. Like, what am I doing? Why the fuck do I care that I'm on this moon, hunting down this Archon priest or whatever's going on? But yeah, it was that Destiny 1 was a proof of concept, and I've been like Destiny for real. Like, they got it all figured out now, and then this is their sort of fresh take on it.